want to make my position clear and direct on this one. If it is time to cancel the NBA season in totality, to focus on the movement right now, the Black Renaissance movement that we have going across our nation to get things done for Black people, I'm fine with it. But for me personally, the movement cannot be led by Kyrie Irving. So quickly to briefly synopsis this thing up in totality, Kyrie Irving is leading a group of about 80 to 100 NBA players, and they are voicing their frustrations and concerns about starting the NBA season July 30th, 31st in a bubble in which for about 3 months, if you're lucky to get to the NBA Finals, these guys will be essentially locked away from their families. Once you're further into the playoffs, you will get a little bit of access to your family, but for the most part, you will not be able to see your family. You will obviously not have a lot of interaction with other people. Obviously, you won't be able to go anywhere if the NBA season resumes because they don't want anyone making more of a pathway for that coronavirus to get in. And obviously, with everything going on in our country right now in regards to George Floyd being killed by a police officer, and I just saw a video moments ago of another Black man unarmed being shot by a police officer. Be clear. This nation is in shambles right now. And it looks like it's time for people to listen to us and get things done for us right now. Like we've had enough. So if it is time for the movement to lead, and we want all the attention on the movement right now, and if people genuinely feel like playing basketball will take too much attention and eyes off the movement, I'm fine with the NBA saying this season is done. Let's not do it. But the movement can't be led by Kyrie Irving. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next 3 minutes, you're about to hear straight vitriol and anger and frustration with Kyrie Irving. Go look up Kyrie Irving's seasons, ladies and gentlemen. If you go look into Kyrie Irving's career, more times than not, Kyrie Irving's season has finished with him either having surgery or just for some odd reason, he didn't finish the season altogether. Right? But more times than not, Kyrie Irving's season has ended with him not playing basketball. He's always injured. He's always quit. The reason why I don't like Kyrie Irving leaving this move is actually a few reasons. Number one, Kyrie Irving has already had season-ending surgery. His season is done. Kyrie Irving barely played basketball this year. I've been telling y'all this from the beginning of the season that Kyrie Irving, outside of the first month when he was balling out, after that first month, Kyrie Irving ain't want to play ball for Brooklyn. He saw what he had, and that team played better without him. He saw that, and he was like, look, I'm ready to do this thing with Kevin Durant. We already know that KD, though he's getting closer and closer to being back, ready for a return, we already know KD ain't coming back for the Brooklyn Nets. I believe they're like the 7th seed out east right now. They will have to play probably Toronto, and they're not going anywhere this year. The team doesn't love playing with Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie Irving already ended his season with getting surgery again, and Kyrie Irving has done this, the last 3 years Kyrie Irving's season has ended with him getting surgery or something crazy like that. So I'm not surprised that Kyrie Irving doesn't want to play basketball. He has a history of quitting. Go look back at Duke. Surgery. And again, I know his body broke down on him, but surgery. Go look back at a few of those beginning years in Cleveland. Surgery. Boston, the Celtics, which I still don't understand to this day. The Boston Celtics. Kyrie Irving gets there. First year, he demands this trade out of Cleveland. That young Boston Celtics team gets to a Game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that Kyrie had just played on. Kyrie opts to get surgery the same weekend of Game 7. He's not on the bench for the young Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown when they're going up against LeBron James, who's having the postseason of his life. And the Cleveland Cavaliers that Kyrie Irving knows very well, Ty Lue and that entire team at the time. He wasn't even there for Game 7. You don't think your teammates, your young teammates, in that situation for the first time, you don't think they needed you in that position? Okay, the following year in Boston, Kyrie Irving starts the season off by saying, I want to be here if you guys will have me at a pep rally right before the season. Then goes on to ostracize his teammates, have one of the weirdest seasons by an NBA star I've ever seen. The team getting into it left and right. And you end up blaming the team for y'all failures, telling the media that you understand where LeBron is coming from. Then you go blame the media for your troubles. Then you go say the media is causing trouble in the locker room. What is it? Which one was it? So from that point on, the Celtics then become a joke, really. That team didn't get to expectations nowhere near. They underwhelmed that Celtics team, Kyrie Irving's last year there, and they end up getting rid of you, saying goodbye to you. We don't even want you to return. They go get Kemba, and things look a lot better in Boston this year without Kyrie Irving there. So the Celtics didn't love you. The Nets thus far, they played better without you. Bruh, who wants to play with you outside of Kevin Durant? You quit everywhere you go. You don't get along with anyone. You think the earth is flat. I'm fine with the movement leading to the NBA season being canceled. I'm not cool with Kyrie Irving being the leader of this movement. As a matter of fact, in the finals, didn't he say a few years ago that he can see himself playing with Cleveland for the remainder of his career? And then the next, 3 weeks later after the finals, he ended up demanding a trade out of Cleveland. This guy has a track record of quitting. This guy has a track record of not wanting to finish seasons. And when did he become so damn political all of a sudden? I thought Kyrie Irving was a private school kid. Not saying you can't care about black issues, but your thoughts are always all over the place. This movement cannot be led by Kyrie Irving, bro. It just cannot be led by Kyrie Irving. And I'll say this, and I'm going to get a bit of pushback for this, and I don't give a damn. I'm not so sure that Kyrie Irving isn't trying to sabotage the NBA. I'm not sure. And I can't say that for certain because I don't know that man's heart and how these issues have affected him, because they definitely have affected me. Like I said, if the NBA season is canceled, I'm fine with it. I just don't want it being led by Kyrie. If the NBA does not return this season, there will be no next season. Almost 25 teams will be nearing or over the luxury tax, meaning 75 to 80% of the league wouldn't be making money the following year. Owners are not going to sign on for that. Obviously, we know the season will be pushed back already because of what's going on. I don't know, maybe they go back and negotiate, and if they don't finish the season now, maybe they go back and go to their original start date in October. If they quit now, maybe they could go back to their original start date. I don't know. Here's the likelihood. If they do push the season back up to around October, November is when they usually get started, there won't be fans. Matter of fact, I just heard the commissioner, Adam Silver, say that the likelihood of them having fans next year is slim and none. And that's if they get the season done this year. Obviously, there are things that can happen when these guys start back playing, like coronavirus, getting an outbreak happen among the teams. I mean, the numbers are spiking back up again. So, again, there are a lot of factors here at play, but if they don't play another game this season, they don't even give this bubble thing a shot, there won't be a basketball season next year. The owners are not going to sign on to do it. And I'm going to be honest with you. If they don't play basketball this season, there are owners around the league that will be ready to tear up that CBA. That will happen. They have the right to renegotiate that entire CBA. And I promise you, I don't want to break down the numbers to you guys 100% because a lot of people will be like, all right, that's too much for me. But, guys making $40, $50 million a year, like I'm talking about what John Wall and, the highest contracts in the league, Steph Curry's making around that $45 million. Those numbers will dramatically come down. So John Wall and Steph Curry in a new CBA will be making about $25 million. That will be the highest paid player in the league. All these role players getting $20 million a year deals, all that will be done. The money will be pretty much cut in half at least. So there are owners who wouldn't mind the season being cut in half, but it won't be as constructed right now. This will be an entirely different NBA if it does return the following year, which I doubt. If the NBA doesn't return this season, everything's in doubt. And I see both sides of it. I understand Kyrie Irving's position, but I also see the players that are coming from this perspective of, we can do, Adam has always given us the luxury to work with him. We can do different things together to help the movement. Meaning there can be certain games in the midst of the regular season and playoffs in which we dedicate a 30-minute segment, maybe in the middle of the game we got to what's going on in our community, to focusing on after the first quarter, at halftime, and maybe focusing on the movement, focusing on what our country, a lot of the players are saying we're more powerful if we're playing than we are if we're not playing. playing right now. We need to be in front of people right now. We need to be the voices are helping. LeBron James, the biggest athlete of this generation, his voice online is helping things right now. Him being away for a year or two, that might be the end of LeBron James' career. If they miss this season and next season, I'm telling you right now, I believe LeBron James might consider retiring. I need some stars to be on board with this. I just watched the Last Dance documentary like we all did. Michael Jordan. I guarantee you in the 90s, if Michael Jordan said he's playing, y'all, all you other athletes out there, even stars, y'all better get y'all ass out there and play. LeBron James wants to play. And I can't say where Kyrie and LeBron James' relationship personally. Can I say that Kyrie's trying to sabotage LeBron's season specifically? I don't know. But I need some stars to be on Kyrie's side. I need some guys that actually, they're going to be playing. I need this to be led by a guy who's actually going to have to put his body through this. Kyrie Irving maybe won't even show up to the bubble because his season is done. And the Nets will be done after the first round of playoffs. So by, in 3 weeks, their season will be over any damn way. So I have to question Kyrie Irving's motives because everything Kyrie Irving has ever said in his career has had me question it. This dude is a walking contradiction. He cannot be the leader of this movement. If the season needs to end to focus on black issues, I'm fine with it. I'm not fine with it being led by a hypocritical, never getting along with anyone, Kyrie Irving.